Hey, hi, hello again. It's me, Amy the Baker, back with another video. And as you can see, I have many things planned out. I am making Christmas cookies for my family and friends.
Sorry if you hear the dishwasher in the background. I'm not turning it off.
Okay, this year I'm doing 6 types of cookies.
Snickerdoodles, orange and dark chocolate, regular chocolate chip, toasted oat and chocolate, ginger crinkles, which are a soft, chewy ginger cookie, and chocolate crinkles. They're like if a brownie was a cookie. Very good.
I'm gonna do them in this order so I don't have to wash the bowl in between. I did all of this mise en place.
Mise en place means put in place in French.
Last night, Bubby is asleep and I am praying he doesn't wake up while I do this. My plan is to do all of the doughs and then scoop all of the doughs. I don't know how much I will film, but I figure you'll be seeing a fair bit of me. I usually always do some sort of Christmas baking for my family in town when I've been here, and then when I haven't been here, I did it for my friends and coworkers. Sorry, everything's in the way so you can't see what I'm doing. I have to be
Quick, quick, quick.
Womp last egg o'clock. So if you saw last week's video, you will know that I'm coming to a fork in the road of this channel.
And I can see it so closely in the future.
And I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do about that. Another thing that I've been considering is not so much the marketability of the channel, but do I want to be more conscious of what I'm doing and saying in these videos so that in case kids stumble upon it or parents are watching it or whatever, I wouldn't want to be saying or doing something that makes people uncomfortable. And in considering doing the cookie cookbook, what's a great market for cookbooks? Families, particularly moms. And what do moms have? Children. So I am considering that as of late. But I also have this inability of inauthenticity. I am wholly myself, often to my own detriment. In being wholly myself, I am often not kid-friendly in the things that I think and talk about and share about my life. Like in the last video, I'm talking about being scared of death. That is not a kid-friendly topic. Okay. Snickerdoodles, done. That was the easiest one. This next recipe is my lemon white chocolate recipe, but I'm gonna do orange dark chocolate, like a Terry's chocolate orange kind of vibe.
One, done.
I'll probably have to go when Bubby wakes up just because I'll need to put on TV to be able to do this. Usually we don't like doing too much screen time with him, obviously, because it's
not the greatest,
but it is a very helpful tool when you are alone and busy.
I love the smell of orange zest.
It snowed here. The initial snow that we got a while ago now. Ooh, perfect. I can use this as a little trash bag.
Off to the side with you, trash.
The initial snow we got melted right away, and we haven't really got snow since. 2 days ago? No, it was yesterday. We got a big dump of snow overnight. Thankfully, I went out right in the morning when I got up and shoveled the driveway. As I'm shoveling it, it's like freezing rain. So it's just getting progressively heavier and heavier as I shovel it. Where the snow plow pushes all the snow to the side, at the end of the driveway, there was still like a foot tall little mound of snow. And I was giving my brother in common law a ride to work, and it took 4 tries to get over that little mound. I could have done it on the 3rd try, but I hit my brakes thinking I was over top of it, and I wasn't quite. It was kind of stressful, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, zesta resting.
The butter. I still have yet to tell most people in my life about this channel. Yesterday, my mom had come over to watch Leon for a little bit because I was going to my friend's daughter's Christmas concert, and I was putting on YouTube because Zaboomafu's on YouTube, which is awesome. And it was on the homepage of Nathan's screen because he has premium and I don't. And my video from yesterday came onto the screen, and I was just like, ooh, I don't know if my mom saw it. How could she not? But I haven't told her yet. Okay.
These oranges are too big.
OG way to juice. Oh, I'm squirting. And that's exactly why it's hard for me to be kid-friendly, because my mind's in the gutter. Yesterday we watched the live-action Grinch. Oh my god, that movie has so many adult jokes, it's hilarious. Bringing it back to my inability of authenticity, I have a poem titled that. I've noticed throughout my life that people don't like authenticity. People don't want authenticity. Not really. They say they do. And then as soon as your authenticity isn't within the box of what they think it should be, it's
not good.
Guys, authenticity isn't meant to fit in a box. That's the whole point. It's ever changing and moving and growing. I don't actually find it particularly difficult in everyday life to be authentic, mostly because I only surround myself with people who enjoy me. And if I am in the general public, it's strangers, and strangers value authenticity, surprisingly enough. And then it's when you start to get to know someone, when you're in that in-between stage of stranger to friendship, is when I find the most judgment happens. Because as strangers, it's really easy to see ourselves in each other. But then as you get to know people, you start seeing them more for who they are and not the reflection of yourself that you saw in them. And that's where I have found people to dislike me the most. Although it is always very telling when a stranger doesn't like me at all, because all that says is they are not authentic. They are not a true version of themselves. Okay.
I'm making a mess.
The thing about me as a stranger to someone is I am generally polite and kind. I'm not being vain or egotistical. There are a lot of reasons not to like me once you get to know me. But if you are around me and are immediately being hostile or passive aggressive or whatever, I can just tell that you're not very authentic. I think it stems from growing up around a whole host of bullshitters. I speak fluent bullshit and I can smell it from a mile away. So if you are being fake, inauthentic, manipulative, or whatever, I can sense it. And sometimes I try to ignore it because people are spoken of so highly that you want to like them because everybody else does. And every time I do that, where I ignore my gut feeling about someone, guess what? Later on, comes out, they weren't a good person. So these days, I just trust my gut. It's been a long time since I refuted the knowledge of my gastrointestinal system. Me saying that makes me think of last night when my friend and I were walking home. He had parked at my house because parking at the school was obviously going to be a madhouse. And so we were walking back to my place. I'm like, I'm out of shape. And he replies with, I'm a shape. And then we were just having a light-hearted conversation back and forth about that. And I ended up saying, I'm an amalgamation of lumps. And we both just lost it. It's like, yeah, I mean, most people are. Okay, I might have to turn this out.
It's a little dry.
Yup. Should I try a little piece of the dough? Dough number 2. I value authenticity a lot in myself and in the people that I hold closest. Something I've found jarring is because of my unapologetic authenticity, people are often comfortable being their most authentic selves around me. And I love that. I love being a safe place for people to be authentic around. The jarring thing is when I've established a friendship and then we go out or something and they're immediately different around other people than how they are when it's just me and them. And I tend not to keep those types of people in my life anymore because I personally think if you are not comfortable being your most authentic self, barring like a dangerous situation, because obviously sometimes it can be dangerous to be your full authentic self in certain situations. That doesn't count, obviously, but just in the sense of the everyday authenticity, if you can't be your authentic self around the majority of people or people you hold close, then I can't be one of the people you hold close because you might switch up on me, you know? I've also learned a lot in my past that oftentimes the worst sort of people are the most authentic, unfortunately. And it makes sense if you think about it. Their unapologetically authentic self means they're not changing the worst version of themselves. They are sitting and stewing in their own misery, which I have done in the past, so it's not a judgment. In that search for authenticity, you often find people who are narcissistic. Everything is someone else's fault. The reason I say those people are the most authentic is because oftentimes they truly believe all of the bullshit they are spewing. They are the bringer of their own sadness. And again, I've been that person. Too thin or too sticky. Gotta add some flour.
Trust your gut.
The last one too thick, this one's too thin. Honestly, it needs more chocolate.
A touch more flour.
Still sticky, but better. I think the only acceptable time to be that bringer of your destruction and misery is if you're under the age of 25. If you're still pulling that shit and you're over 25, everything is still someone else's fault. You're never going to change. Because at the end of the day, life is going to throw difficult circumstances at us. Life has no qualms against creating misery. You have to create your own happiness. You have to find your own happiness within yourself. And if you don't cultivate a space for yourself to heal and grow, you won't. Growth and healing doesn't just magically happen. Your shadow follows you no matter where you go. Apparently, I'm feeling philosophical today because I am just going on one rant after another. Dough number 3. Chocolate chip, done.
Oh, we're halfway there.
Well, the bubby is awake, so I have to go. But don't you worry, don't you fret. This video is not over yet. I, Amy the baker, will be back for a taste test of at least a few of these cookies right now. Bubby's down for his next nap, and this is where I'm at. I have 2 of the doughs fully scooped and baked, 2 fully scooped ready to be baked, and 2 more that need to be scooped. And once Bubby's up, I gotta run Nathan his wallet and go pick up more dishwasher tabs because I only had 1 left and there is no way I'm hand washing all of those dishes. I mean, I've done it before and I would do it again if I had to, but I don't have to because I have to leave the house anyways. Anyways, I'll be back for a proper taste test right now. I'm back and I have 3 out of the 6 cookies. It's also Monday today, so that is what?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
4 days after I baked them, so they're probably mildly stale. Let's try it out. Stale, but not too bad. If you ever have cookies that have gone stale, if you put them in an airtight container with a slice of bread, they will become moist and the bread will become very crusty. That's a cool little trick that I learned. Orange and dark chocolate. Typically I do lemon white chocolate with this recipe. This is a bit of an experiment. The orange flavor has actually come out a lot more since they've been sitting. And the nice thing about this recipe too is because of the liquid in the cornstarch, they actually stay quite soft. Those are very nice. The third cookie I have to try for this little taste test is the oat chocolate chip. This is a recipe I've been tweaking a little bit. I think it's basically there, but it might need some more cinnamon and maybe a touch more salt. The texture is great. Look at this lantern my mom made. It didn't sell and she didn't want to dismantle it, so she gave it to me. I'm gonna give her some money for it. I just don't have any money currently because Christmas has taken all of my money. I'm not even a quarter of the way through editing, and because of that, I don't really have much to add in terms of whatever I was talking about because, as we've established, memory of a goldfish. But I thought it would be cool to read...
Oh, this is making me nervous.
I thought it would be cool to read the poem I wrote with the title, The Inability of Authenticity, because might as well. I don't really share my poetry, so this is a little nerve-wracking. Here goes nothing. The Inability of Inauthenticity.
Very few issues are entirely black and white. Project perspective into anything and find me fence-sitting. Not waiting in gray area, but in awe of its technicolor. Lying was never my nature, yet I have yet to stop trying. Deceit is pointless when you're pathetic at it. Pointless regardless. Being me backfires around everyday deceptions. The Inability of Authenticity reads as awkward, annoying, and obnoxious. Unprogrammed autopilot continually crashing causes unforgivable outbursts. The world's workings are unchosen. One can only navigate unfolding events. The ever-changing river of truth is shaped with every thrown stone. Be conscious of the insignificance. Own every action, especially the unpleasant ones. Apologize with no ifs, ands, or expectations of forgiveness. Everyone will walk their own path. You can redirect or create your own, but there's no going back. Don't let toxic tunnel vision tether us. My magic comes in many forms, from cosmic connections to clever comments, all the while warmly wrapping souls in sing-song serenades. I have no control, no madness methodology, just me, and I'm exhausted.
So yeah, I wrote that and many others in this collection. A lot of them I wrote while processing some of my very dark and negative emotions, as a lot of writers and poets do. Not that I'm a writer or a poet, I'm just some dumb baker. I don't know if I'll finish all of these on camera because I think I have enough footage. Out of the 3, the orange dark chocolate is my favorite. Actually, when they're fresh, the chocolate crinkles are the best, but they're a bit stale, so they're not the best anymore. And the oat cookies, I do want to try them with raisins, but I typically like to soak my raisins overnight, and I didn't decide on doing oat until the day before I was going to bake them, and I didn't have raisins on hand. I think next time I do this recipe, I will try it with the raisins. Well, friends, I'm gonna call it there. Like the video if you like the video. Leave a comment down below telling me what your favorite Christmas cookie is. Subscribe if you haven't done that already. And I'll be seeing you guys again in the next one. Peace. Sorry.